The game expansion and the graphical update we've been waiting for is finally here. Dawntrail Early Access started on June 28 on Friday, and we can finally see what yesified Eorzea looks like. It's way better than I expected actually. I didn't expect half of these areas to be updated right away. I made a few videos about the Dawntrail graphical update before, and I came prepared for the early release too. I knew I wanted to make a comparison video, so I recorded before and after in some areas in game. Because I don't know about you guys, but it's easier for me to see when I put those two pictures together. Otherwise, I'm blind. I can't see the difference. My eyes don't work like that. Before we start the comparisons though, I need to give you guys a quick disclaimer. I tried to record these areas at the same time of the day, but unfortunately, I cannot control the weather. And the sun was feeling shy in some of these areas. If the colors don't look as bright in some areas, in some comparisons, that's why it's happening. I'm sorry, I know. I will work on my weather manipulation magics later. Hey, it's AVCat. Now sit back, sip on your Fantasia, and enjoy the ride. I'm starting with the playable characters because I think that's where it is noticeable the most. I'm happy to inform you that my cat girl is as smug as ever. The skin and hair textures to the characters are improved, and the new lighting system is doing it justice. Especially the darker skin tones look like they are glowing. Most of the video games don't really know how to deal with darker skin tones. It almost feels like they don't even think about the darker skin tones when they make their lighting system. But they knew what they were doing here. I'm a huge fan of the new look. Some character features look a little different. The shapes of the facial features are a little different, a little more polished. Not everyone is a big fan of this, I understand. Luckily am really happy with the changes to my character. If you're not happy with how your character looks with the graphical updates, there's a new quest starting in Ul'dah. It's called Bottled Fantasy. You can get a free Fantasia to change your character's appearance by doing that quest. The new lighting system seems to interact with the characters much nicer, but that's even more noticeable when you are indoors. It doesn't seem like much when you are looking at the new updated look alone, but when you compare it to what it was before, then you realize how huge of a difference it is. Indoor lighting and shadows used to be so unflattering on characters before. It was so awkwardly placed. It made it impossible to take screenshots inside and made the indoors cutscenes really weird. But it looks like they finally fixed this issue with the new indoor lighting. The shadows look softer and a lot more even, especially on the characters' faces. This doesn't apply only to the player characters, it applies on NPCs too. You should have heard the gasp I let out when I first saw this exact comparison right here. Not only did they fix the shadows, you can actually see the light going through the LSN ears now. I think the LSN are the biggest winners of this graphical update. The lighting changes don't only affect the characters, but it affects the environment too. The shadows are much more defined and more realistic, making the game more immersive. We can see all of the details coming to life with this graphical update. It might be a little hard to notice the texture updates by itself. It does feel like something is different, but you can't really tell the difference without putting the pictures side by side like this. Most of these texture updates are pretty subtle, and I think that's what they were going for. They wanted the game to feel the same, they just polished the things a little bit. They didn't want the changes to feel too drastic. The cities still look like the cities we know and love, they just look a little nicer. The lighting and the reflections look way better now, as well as the textures. I think the most noticeable change when it comes to environment is the aetherytes. The upgrade they made to metal textures and crystal textures are so absurdly good. The crystals look almost see-through, it looks like forbidden candy. You can't convince me that's not mint flavored. I wanna lick that thing and no one can do anything to stop me. I dare you to try, you can't. Again, here's another aetherite. This one's from Gridania. The improvement is insane, it's actually insane. I actually didn't expect them to upgrade some of these areas right away, because this is only the first part of the graphical updates. There's more to come with the future patches. I'm especially excited for the people who are just starting the game. They get to experience the game for the first time with these updates. You guys might also notice your game is less detailed than my game right there. It's apparently because of the 3D resolution scaling. I'm not sure why this is a thing in the first place, but if you change the 3D resolution scaling from 100 to 99, your game looks a little sharper, your textures look a little more improved. Though I'll be honest with you, I don't think some instances look good with too much sharpness. Having a little bit of a blur to blend things together actually helps some areas. I think that blur gives a dreamy feeling and it looks nicer, especially in areas with too much foliage. It's definitely probably something that's up to your personal taste, so I will put them side by side for you. Just play around with it and decide which one you like the most yourself. It's definitely not too huge of a change unless you look at it really closely. I don't think you can even see it. It's really subtle. Another thing I was looking forward to in Dawntrail was the mount animations. Before the Dawntrail update, your mounts didn't roll. They didn't rotate while they are flying. With this update, your mounts now lean left and right while you're flying, and I am absolutely in love with this. It looks stunning, so immersive. I actually really like emptying my mind and flying around while I'm waiting for my cues, so it's a huge change for me. Don't judge me, I'm still waiting for a proper how to train your dragon game. This new change applies to most of the mounts in game, not all of them, because it will make sense for some of them, I guess. We have way too many mounts in this game. I don't want to get too distracted, so let's go back to the texture changes. As I mentioned earlier in the video, this is only the first part of the graphical update we're getting. Not all of the gear pieces are upgraded with this first part of the upgrade, so if your gear looks suspiciously blurry, that's probably a part of the reason. Most of the popular gear pieces and Mog Station pieces are upgraded from what I noticed. I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of strange seeing some of the gear pieces they haven't upgraded yet. They stand out a little too much, especially when you combine them with the upgraded pieces. But don't you worry, we are expecting the rest of the graphical updates with the feature patches. Out of all the textures they upgraded, metal, gold, and leather textures look the best. So I imagine playing through the story and experiencing those cutscenes will be so different now. I'm really tempted to play through Invoker again just to see the town air and Razatan cutscenes. Everything looks so vibrant. I didn't expect the texture changes to affect the game this much. It's actually insane how detailed everything looks now. I am in love with this. All of these buildings look so stunning. This graphics update made me stare at the ground in awe, by the way. I didn't think it will ever happen. I never imagined myself staring at the ground and being surprised. Like, it's absurd. It doesn't make any sense, right? I'm shaking. I'm actually shaking. Look at that difference. What? I think the Eorzine surgeons just invented the laser eye surgery, because I don't think we were seeing right before. We just gained a new vision with this update. Of course, I had to visit one of my favorite places in Final Fantasy XIV. I had to see all those flowers with the new graphical update, and I was not disappointed. This place is still my favorite place in Final Fantasy XIV. And here is a little addition. The flowers actually move now when you run through them. It's just like the grass animations they showed in the live letter before. And with one last side-by-side comparison of before and after graphical updates, I want to ask you guys the question. What do you guys think? Do you guys like these changes? Do you guys not like them? If you like them, what do you like about it? Or if you don't, what do you not like about it? And how about your Warrior of Light's new look? Are you happy? Are you unhappy? Just let me know down in the comment section. I'm curious. I'm that curious cat. I simply must know everything, and I care about your opinions, so tell me thy secrets. Thank you so much for watching this video. Happy Dawntrail, you guys. Enjoy your new expansion. If you like this video, don't forget to give this video a like and subscribe to my channel for more content like this. And if you're not following me on Twitch, by the way, you are missing out a lot. I will start my Dawntrail MSQ playthrough on 5th of July, and you guys are welcome to come experience the game with me. Dawntrail is a bit of a special expansion for me because it's gonna be the first ever expansion I'm gonna play through live with you guys. I just can't wait to see the twins again. Oh, I miss them so much. Thank you again for watching, you guys, and with a special thanks to the channel members for supporting this channel. Thank you so much. You guys are the sweetest, and as always, I love your guts, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Stay cozy.